Was considered for the Wild Legion?
Yeah, I didn't know that. No, but 120 minutes of footy. Yeah, get the score on the board somehow.
Is it sort of how it felt, just try and score somehow?
Yeah, it was obviously very tough conditions and good pressured game in those conditions. So it was always going to be tough to score. I don't know what the actual score was in the end, but 10 goals, pretty slippery conditions, you'd be reasonably happy with.
Must be true to have secured top four spot now.
That's the outcome of all the hard work we've done. I've been really thrilled with the hard work the players have put in to get themselves into that position. So we're just still looking forward to our next big challenge, which is Adelaide at home next week, and then we'll step it up and take on the next challenge.
How valuable is getting the win tonight, given now you're free to rest as many players?
Not really that valuable at all. We would have made decisions next week based on next week being an important game for us. Not about it. It's not worth ending it. It is still a really important game for us.
Not logical to think that it's a dead rubber, so your whole focus from this point is Collingwood in 2 weeks' time?
I don't think it's logical. Other people would have a different view, but we know what we're all about and what we're going to do, and what we believe is going to keep our team in the best form for the remainder of the year.
And important to take winning form into that final by winning next week?
That would be ideal, but winning form really, a win doesn't guarantee anything the following week. Our aim is to play each week with the intensity that we demand from each other. So win or loss in any game, the next week is a new week to challenge ourselves.
And so even though you're there now in the top four, you don't envisage any sort of a mass resting of players next week?
No.
One box ticked is one respect though, John, to finish the top four is always the goal.
Yeah, I said it. I started being asked questions about what our aims were for the year in about round 3. And then I got told we had a tough month ahead in about round 7, and that was going to dictate our year. And all the way along I said, when we get to round 24, I'll be able to answer your questions. So now I can tell you, at round 24 we'll be 4th, and that's a credit to the boys for having done that.
What were the concerns in the first couple of quarters, John, when you were 5 goals down halfway through that third quarter?
Yeah, probably our decision making. We thought we were making too many errors. Bit reactionary, didn't react as well to the ball movement as well as we could have. And probably didn't run to good spots, better, smarter spots that we have in the past.
It looks like the game was played in patches, it seems to me. Did you think that the performance from your squad was uneven as well?
I thought we did take a while to really get going. We got challenged early. Brisbane controlled probably the first half, the inside 50s and scoring shots. But we managed to keep ourselves within reach, and that was pretty important for us. And then our challenge at half time was to enjoy the contest that Brisbane were throwing up at us and see what we could make of it.
What was the thinking behind your proxy so he had
His eye was pretty well closed over, so I know what it's like playing half blind, mate. So my whole career like that.
What I think it's photos to suggest that.
Yeah, there are incriminating.
What's the chance of him playing this week?
Yeah, I would expect.
Is there an ideal one that you would think to not play?
Based on what?
Oh, just the workload over the season.
Yeah. Coxie's played full seasons in the past, and he's had 2 buys this year that you don't normally get. So for his workload, it's probably below what he's shown he can cope with in the past. And he got subbed out today. So he had a holiday in the last half. So we'll weigh that up. We'll certainly weigh that up. But if you ask him, he probably wouldn't have wanted to be subbed out today. He's feeling pretty good.
Have you started doing any extra scouting on Collingwood at this point?
Not extra scouting, no. But
you know you're going to be playing.
Yeah, no. We're scouting them as we are with Adelaide, and we'll start to get a feel for likely scenarios. But we know, I think we know that we're playing Adelaide, then Collingwood, so we can, as usual, scout that far out.
How it seemed that while tonight until you could actually get those repeat 50s tonight, but you seem to get them from the third quarter onwards or
Getting the ball forward.
Repeat inside 50s, like once
Yep.
the press started getting into direction. Can you sort of say how much it's underpinned your improvement this year, that extra part of the game?
Well, and I've answered that question a lot this year. There's a lot of factors involved in the team improving, a lot. You can't just put it down to one small aspect. The way the team work together is certainly one aspect, but it's not just a forward press, it's stoppage work, it's the way our backs work together. There's a lot of things happening there that maybe aren't as noticeable, but they're working really well. Plus all the other factors we've talked about with our training programs, our injuries, all those sort of things have all impacted as well.
Chris Maston's game, John, perhaps was that his best game for a couple of years?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't have that memory stored of all his games, but he's worked really hard. And again, unfortunately, this year he had a setback with an injury. I've got no doubt he's going to be a very good AFL player if he gets the chance to now string some games together. And really pleased with the way he worked in tonight's game.
How would you describe your situation in terms of the competition for spots ahead of that first final?
Yeah, it's intense. Kerr is going to be fresh and ready to go, and we'll be back in the side. So there is pressure for how the side's going to look and structure up. Jack Darling will be fresh and hungry to get back into the side, and those two guys are likely to come back in.
And next week, those two?
It's hard to answer that right now until we see how they're tracking, but I would hope so.
Is it just on Kerr? That's his back, is it, from that tackle last
Yes.
week? And so he's still unsure at this stage. But
Yeah, he's pretty stiff. Normally they can loosen up and you're up and going, but if you can't bend, you can't play, especially with his history of his hamstring. So we'll see how much his back's loosened up throughout this week.
he's been good first up at times, Kerr, this year. Does that give you confidence if you had to take him in fresh into a final, you could do it?
If he's been able to keep the workload up, then I'll be confident in that, yep.
John, how proud are you that the club's held together over the sort of tough times the last couple of years?
Got asked that earlier in the year as well. Always been proud of the guys that I've had the pleasure and opportunity to coach. Proud of the team that we've got within the football department, and I'm obviously proud of the club. But it's taken a lot of teamwork and commitment from everyone to have the faith that the team could get the runs on the board and bounce back. And as much as it's nice to say everyone's a bit surprised by their performances this year, it's not because the hard work hasn't been done. It's not through luck. It's through belief and hard work.
Can I ask another way? John, are you personally proud? It's not, teams don't often go...
Always proud. I think I've said that. I was proud of them last year. I was proud of the way they guts through a tough year, the way the younger players stood up with their captain out. And I was proud of the way they handled the fact that they finished last and didn't lose faith and didn't come back and not train hard because they didn't think they would be any good. They've been very good the way how strong they've been through bad and now a good season.
Those stinking hot mornings at Claremont Oval last summer, do you allow yourself to daydream of moments like this that you could turn it around so instantly?
Not really, no. I'm just enjoying looking forward to playing Adelaide next week, get the team home and focus on that game.
Was Josh Kennedy reported tonight?
I think he was, yeah.
Would you be confident that would be thrown out?
Because he's reported, I don't think I'm allowed to comment. So,
Would you like it?
would I like to comment? No, last week I was in the same boat and I asked you guys. You guys saw it and probably seen the replay.
Yeah.
So I'm always keen on your opinion.
Not always.
No, but I'm keen now. What do you reckon?
I'll throw it out.
Throw it out. All right, thank you.
No worries.
If I have any dramas, I'll get you as a witness.